Okay, I don't know if recording has started though. You are recording. Okay, so the session recording has started. Ajay has joined. So this is unit number 4, information processing. The productivity system, which is a passive productivity system whose entire aim is to help us execute. And this is the entire outline of the system. Projects, the entire aim of the project is to finish the work. Okay, we are anyways constantly assigned a lot of work and we are always executing these projects, so not worry about the project thing. But a lot of information or knowledge we have, okay, so this information or knowledge, we are actually using this to execute the projects. Many other times information is missed. It could be mentioned in, let's say, email, it could be mentioned in some article, whatever it may be. So it's all about project execution. Okay, execution takes the most time, and everything else is to serve the execution, everything else to make execution easier. In the planning stage, we checked how to do divide. So when we divide anything into smallest of subcomponents, it becomes extremely easy to execute it according to available times. Okay, so if I have something which is divided and it takes 5 minutes to finish, then I can find 5 minutes easily and I can, get that part done, and eventually the project will finish. Then we saw flow states. A flow state, which is a state of intense focus, at least 2x to 5x times you are more productive. Times, not 5 to 10%, but 5 times more productive. And if you actually read this book, Flow, you will actually find out that flow is a state which is directly connected to happiness. So if you can increase the flow state in your life, your stress will reduce, your happiness will increase. So flow state seems to be extremely important, but it helps in our productivity. Okay. We saw how to organize projects, areas, responsibilities, and archive. I haven't talked about archive anything, so the organization part is done. Okay. And then in last session, we saw two concepts. Agile methodology, it was all in simple thing, work in progress and capacity. So when the work in progress is more than capacity, the entire work slows down. The speed of execution slows down. We become overwhelmed. So how do we make effective progress in all our work? With help of intermediate output. It's like a video game save file where we are constantly saving the work, not just save as a control S, but we are saying, oh, you know what? I want to do this code change. Let's say I want to do this release. And for this release, these are the certain scripts I want to execute, blah, 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 whatever it may be. So going through these things, you can divide that. Okay, finding the scripts could be a intermediate packet. Finding some stuff could be an intermediate packet, stuff like this. So it's all about intermediate packet slash output. You can divide any complicated work here, and this thing is directly related to flow state. Okay, flow state is when you are happy, highly productive, and highly motivated. When you are working in intermediate outputs, you will find it is extremely easy to get motivated to do the work. Okay, so this was everything we have seen until now. Everything until now serves project. Now, today we will see how this information serves the project. So the process for it is this. Okay, information first, whatever we come across, whatever we stumble across, it needs to be filtered. I mean, the information could be extremely useful. Let's say there is some information on business. Let's say there is some information on finance. But if you are not a businessman, it is not useful to you, right? So what information is useful to us, it's important for us to find out. So it's about filtering. Okay, so when we have our para list, we can actually find which information is relevant to us. So it's all about para when we are working with information. And then just like oil, raw oil is not useful, processed oil is. Processed oil has value. It can be used in vehicles, it can be used in industry, whatever it may be. So it's the processing which adds the value. It's the same thing with information. So information, when processed, there are four steps to information processing. This is the mnemonic for it. We are not doing any coding, rather it's a simple mnemonic to remember how information needs to be processed. If we go back, the mnemonic for projects is plan, organize, and execute. It's PO. So PO seems like a name, and that's the mnemonic for it. Okay. Information needs to be captured, then organized, then distilled, and again it needs to be used, means executed. So let's say after distill, we again add execute. Okay, so it's PO and code. So this is the thing. So PO is for project management, code is for information management. Okay. And this is the thing. So we will process, and after we process, the information will be saved into our note-taking software, and it can be used, and we can become extremely knowledgeable than anyone else, simply because we are processing information. We are not losing any of the gems we have thought, or we have found, or whatever it may be. Okay, now let's check this code methodology. Code starts with capture. Capture information. It could be information or it could be thought. It doesn't matter. So it could be information, it could be thought. So in bathroom, everyone is quite creative, not on toilet, but in while having shower, because that's when our creative mind kicks in. Same thing when we are walking. So if you are not listening to any podcast or songs while walking, you'll find you become more creative. So any information or thoughts or ideas, whatever you capture, then you can then further organize it. Okay. Then you organize it into appropriate projects and notebooks. Then you can further do something which is distill. Distilling is quite important, because information in its native format, we don't want to get overwhelmed by the volume of information. So when we do distilling, it we can kind of like make sense. So it's like we highlight the important stuff so that we can easily find out important stuff. Okay. And then we execute. So this is the code methodology for information processing. Okay. Now the laptop which I'm currently using to actually share this slide deck, I don't use it regularly, but I'll give this example. So there is this extension called as History Trends Unlimited. Okay, so this is the Chrome extension called as History Trends Unlimited. If you install it on your primary browser, you will actually find out how many pages do you visit on an average every day. Okay, so average visits per day for me on this laptop, which I don't even use regularly, is 168. Okay, let me go for a different laptop which I use regularly. So let me just log in here and show you what's the average number of sites I visit on this laptop. So here it was 168 slides. Here on this laptop, it is the average number of thing is 400. And there is another laptop which I use, it will again have 200-300. So for me, that's the insane volume of stuff I visit. If you want, please try it out. Copy it, let me just ping it to you on the chat. So install the same extension, History Trends Unlimited. See how much information you are stumbling across. Okay, this information, out of that, you need to apply a filter of your para list on it. When you apply the filter of para, you will actually find the information which is useful to you. Then you organize it, then you distill it, and then you execute it. That's our code methodology. Okay, this is our code methodology. Now let's start with the first thing. I've already mentioned the extension which I recommend everybody is Digo. You can highlight a lot of stuff. It's you need to will take a paid version of this because in free version only 5,000 highlights are allowed. But if you take a paid version, it's not that expensive. So let me just check premium. In $40 per year. There are no ads, unlimited cloud bookmarks. You can save PDFs. Even highlights on PDF will be kind of like saved. And it is extreme. Ooh, this thing is new. Import Kindle highlights. Nice. Okay. So this is quite useful. So here, if I go into Digo, any link I come across will be highlighted. So just today, I stumbled across this career modes blog. Okay, so this website I kind of like was visiting. This blog was quite interesting. So let me just show that. So while reading this blog, I kind of like stumbled across this one part which is extremely amazing. So it says a skill set can be rare and valuable if the path is unique, which is very uncertain to get skilled in that. The another part is a skill set can also be rare and valuable if it is unattractive but valuable. So my first job was in QA. Rather, it was in development. I moved to QA, but QA is generally unattractive in software thing. So if you become skilled in that, you become valuable. So these three things I found to be incredibly useful, and I just saved them, highlighted them. It goes into my Digo, and then in future, whatever I kind of like want to use this in, I can use. I can use this to improve my career, improve my whatever it may be. So 444 blocks I have highlighted in past 8 months I've been highlighting. Before I used to use a different thing. So Readwise, I was using a Readwise highlighter, but I don't find it to be that great. But even in Readwise, I had few highlights. And when I was going through depression, a lot of stuff which helped me come out of that was through browsing such articles. So if you just check my Readwise here, here, 61 articles with different highlights on neuroplasticity, mood, writing, how to become. So it's like starting from 2017 to kind of like 2019, whatever it may be. So Digo as an extension, whatever you find, put simply select that and highlight it. Okay. Eventually, just a second, Shreya. Eventually, you will have such a huge notes with you that your knowledge will be better, your skills will be better, the amount of information which you can use will be better. It's quite useful to do all these things. Okay, so moving forward, capture the information in Digo, and whenever you get time, move it into Evernote. So this is my Evernote. Okay, it's not yet open, so let me just open. This is my Evernote, and over time, I have included a lot of stuff here. So let me just show you my interests. So interest is nothing but resources. Okay. So I have ADHD, I have Asperger's. So some information I had related to that, it's here. I'm interested in Buddhism, how it relates to suffering. So anything I come across is here. So all the interests go here. And when were these created? If we just check in this note taking thing, let's just see here. So I created this note yesterday. Before that, on 14th of July, I found out this YouTube recommendation on longest running evolution experiment. I'm quite interested in evolution, so I just saved it. I have revisited it. Or I had this idea of edtech company. So I want to start an edutech company. in next 5 6 years, and I'm actually just slowly compiling materials for it. If you just check education here, I have 15 different notes here. So eventually it's gonna become an extremely high quality thing. So blah 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 blah. So this is the way eventually, slowly, your notes will get built up. Okay, they are extremely useful, and you'll grow quite a bit. So that's how your Evernote. So capturing information is quite important. These are the stuff you should be using to capture. Capture whatever could be useful. Okay, whatever you like. The most important part is do this quickly. The quick part is the most important in all this thing. If you can do this quickly, it means you can actually you are saving information without wasting time. If you try to do this accurately, then you will be slow and you will waste time, and then you won't have enough time to be productive. But if you do it quickly, you might be inaccurate, but it's fine because we are saving time. This entire information is actually utilized in our project execution. So capture whatever is useful, whatever resonates, do this instinctually. And don't worry about organization immediately. Let the organization's job be someone else's headache. That is going to happen in future. So, and when I mean let organization job be someone else's headache, I mean it's your own job, but you are going to do it later. You're not going to do it immediately. Okay. So just examples of what to capture. Anything you come across on internet or any meeting you attend, whatever happens. Okay, this whole thing is actually can be captured. So let's say you had a meeting with your manager, manager gave you feedback and you forgot. This used to happen to me quite a bit. So I started writing that. So if Eric is my manager's name and I was working on this thing, so he gave me feedback on how to kind of like do this. Then there was another feedback on something else, and this is that. Okay. So by writing the feedback, I don't forget, and over time I can kind of like improve the work. Okay. So just a second. There's some problem at my end. Let me just try to figure it out. Okay, so I think my laptop had slowed down. Okay. Anyways, so what to capture? So all of these things you can capture and they will become useful. Okay. So this is the stuff. So capturing is a habit. Presenting, give control. See content only. No. This thing. No. Okay, yes. So it's intermediate packets, like I said. Okay. So details of anything you do, anything you find, anything you think, any meeting you are on, it's all gonna be captured. Okay, that's one step. Let's move forward. What are the important capture sources? I really, really recommend. So, out of these things, Reddit, Pinterest, Keen, Twitter, YouTube, newsletters, and Feedly. How many we have? Three, six, seven. How many of the sources do you guys use? Can you just let me know in the chat? Poonam, Bhavna, Ajay, Yash, Shivam. How many of the information sources do you actually go to regularly? Can you just let me know in the chat? Reddit, Pinterest. So also mention the ones you use. Not just a number, but Bhavna uses 2, Shivam uses 3, Yash uses 4. So Shivam uses YouTube, Twitter, and Reddit. Okay. Ajay uses Twitter and YouTube. Bhavna, Poonam, 3, YouTube, Pinterest, this thing. Then again, Feedly sometimes. Okay. So these things are actually quite important. They give you a high quality information input. Okay, when you have high quality information input, it will elevate you in terms of your thinking and this thing. So let me just show you first thing, Reddit. Okay, a lot of stuff I know I use in teaching, it is all from Reddit. Okay, so whatever stuff I come across on Reddit and I like, it's saved into my profile. And Reddit has incredibly active people who are incredibly smart. Okay, so here who is on Reddit? Mm, only Shivam. Rest are not on Reddit. Reddit has a really high quality thing, way higher than Quora. Quora used to be one of the good resources, not anymore. So let's check. So for example, let's go into data engineering. If you go to data engineering, the best part of Reddit is this top. You select the top, and here you can select the top best of the best. Okay. So if I click on top this year, then all the best stuff of the entire year you can actually see. So this children's book to Kafka, this I can definitely use. So I found it on Reddit. I have already saved it into my this thing and I actually share it with my students. Then best AWS certification, whatever it may be. So Reddit is actually extremely high quality thing. So whether it is self-improvement or meditation. So for meditation, anyone who is interested in meditation or spiritual this thing, so mm, there is a TMI meditation thing. TMI meditation. The Mind Illuminated. So this is a book on meditation. Okay. And here in the meditation thing, they are incredibly high quality resources here. Incredibly high quality resources, incredibly this thing. So here this guy is talking about how breath is appeared and this thing and blah 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 blah. It's amazing. It's incredibly amazing. I had written a question here and the answers I got were amazing. Okay. So Reddit is really, really high quality resource. Then going back here, Pinterest. When you link something which is useful in Pinterest, the recommendation algorithm does the job for you. So Reddit and Keen are quite important because of how powerful the recommendation is. So on Pinterest, you make board. It's not just for photography. Okay. It's useful stuff as well. Keen is a Google product. And it's not just for images. So you create a board just like Pinterest and you pin some links. Then it will find out all the relevant stuff, all the important stuff to that. So you don't have to search for it. It will be automatically recommended. Okay, on Twitter, there are amazing thinkers. On YouTube, there are amazing people who do stuff. So I really recommend on YouTube, have two different kinds of accounts. So if you go to YouTube, I mean, have this thing, YouTube Premium, so that it's all about this thing. Recently, I've forgotten not to use this thing, but I have two accounts in my this thing. So YouTube for entertainment and YouTube for my regular thing. So here only technical stuff activity I do. So only useful stuff is recommended. And when I do time pass, when I want to do time pass, I'll go to YouTube Entertainment. This is the same account, just a different channel here. And then it's stand-up stuff or movie stuff or this Safia Nagar's. I made lipstick from scratch. She made it 2 days back. So some fashion thing I do for time pass or anything. So you will find time pass here. So I am not distracted in recommendation. So it's the same thing, by having different kind of like accounts, you can train your mind not to get distracted. And whatever your field is, there will of course be very high quality newsletters. Really try to follow those newsletters, and don't use your primary email for newsletters. There is this thing, uh Stoop Inbox. So it's a website just to save newsletters. Okay. So whatever newsletters you want to subscribe to, don't lose those newsletters in the chaos of your email, because I'm sure everyone gets in a lot of emails. So this Stoop is all about just email for newsletters. So let's say Anna Lor Leches, the productivity thing. I subscribe to her, and all only stuff, only this thing I'll kind of like find here. So burnout, boredom, blah blah blah. I'm done with this and done. So you see, I use this, I read this newsletter. So all the newsletters are in one place, and this is how you can capture intelligently. Okay. So do this thing. Try to kind of like go to these places, find out stuff which is useful to you, so that over time the recommendation serves you. Okay, the state we want to reach is use recommendation. Use, not get used by recommendation. Okay, so set these up so that they help you, and please curate your feed. Just like in gardening, you have to remove the weeds so that the actual plants can grow. Similarly, from these things, whatever time pass people you follow, you have to remove them so that useful stuff is there. The best example of that is this LinkedIn. Okay, so let me just ping this link to you. Excuse me. And let me just open this here. So LinkedIn, so many people do so much posting here that LinkedIn has become useless. So when I open this link, this guy is a connection of mine who I am automatically following. This guy posts 230 posts a week. What is the probability that these are going to be useful? It's zero. So I have already removed a lot of such people who just post stupid shit. Okay, before, there were people who posted 400 times a week. 400 times a week. I mean, it's just chunk. So even this Vikram Patil guy, chief privacy officers, I don't know, solutions architect, SME, this thing, help. I don't feel like these things are kind of like useful. Okay, so you see, trim your LinkedIn input, trim your Twitter thing. I only follow good people. And this is how you kind of like enable good information in your input funnel. Okay, so capture is step one of your input funnel. Okay, this is how you will grow your knowledge base slowly to a extremely high quality thing. So now let's do this assignment for 5 minutes. Okay, so let me just start a timer here. Assignment is open any website. Okay, open anything. It could be Twitter, it could be LinkedIn, it could be YouTube. Okay, for next 5 minutes, scroll through that and try to just list whatever stuff is useful to you. Okay, so it's a 5 minute live assignment. I don't yet have timer, so I'm gonna start this timer on my cell phone. So I've started the timer here. So go through any of the websites and try to capture all the stuff which is useful to you. 5 minutes, save the link of everything you find in a notebook, and then I will ask you to ping it in the chat. So do this assignment for 5 minutes. Now 30 minutes are gone. Okay. So please do the assignment. I hope your capture is going well. I'm a bit hungry, so let me eat something. 2.5 minutes done. Mm. 3 minutes done. 2 minutes remaining.
This is really difficult. My LinkedIn, I have to follow your strategy of unfollowing.
But even in the huge mess you might have, I am sure you will find at least one useful thing in 5 minutes. 20 seconds to go. Okay, and the time is up. I should have actually done the capture myself, but anyways, fine. So in 5 minutes, everyone who is here, okay, mm, we have Poonam, Bhavna, Ajay, Yash, and Shivam. So in these 5 minutes, just ping the links you found in these 5 minutes. Just ping them on the chat. So Yash found, oh, how memory works. Now that is amazing. So there is another link by Yash. So I think Yash was going on YouTube. So it was how memory works. One. Then AWS Cloud Architect on Twitch. Nice. See, just in this thing, in 5 minutes, this second link found by Yash. It's a free AWS Architect course on Twitch. So Twitch is a streaming platform, and there, if you can become an architect, it is quite useful for career. Mm, Remind me, either it was Yash or Shivam. Some one of you guys was into cloud, so you definitely found extremely useful stuff. And then there was another. Okay, so Yash found two stuff, and one of them is incredible. Then Bhavna, your links are not visible. I don't know, weird. I think okay, I can see them now by selecting. It was just font issue. So service management. So first link, let me just open. So Bhavna had found, Bhavna was also on YouTube, and just through recommendation, first link by Bhavna was about, I don't know, it's not opening. Okay, Poonam found out something on, yes, lean and agile. Okay, seems quite useful. Mm, Here, Sambhavana's thing was a lecture. So you see, the lecture thingy seems to be useful. Oh, okay. So Bhavana needs to design a course on service operations management. Ah, perfect. So yes, now just in 5 minutes, I love the high quality found by Yash. But the point here is you will always be finding some stuff, always. So if I just go here, I was just maintaining this since 20th of June. On 6th of July, I found these in 10 minutes. On 4th of July, I found these two. Extremely useful. And I'm using this AstroPad right now to draw on my slides. It's way better than something else from iPad. Then we have this thing. So this article on how easy it is to get into top of podcasting world, or in 25th of June, I found these. So you see, there is always a lot of information which you can then turn into product or knowledge or projects. So you can imagine just in 5 minutes, you found these. Just in 5 minutes, you found all of these things. Imagine what you could do, let's say over a duration of a week or a month. Okay. There's one more important thing. You have to trim the fat, in the sense, the stuff which is like a messy thing. You have to curate your feed. But even if you don't curate, you will still find really high quality things in your input. Okay. So over time, what is going to happen is you will train your mind to identify useful stuff. Even right now, I find a lot of useful stuff, but I forget to capture. I forget to make a note of it. I forget to bookmark it. I forget to save it. I forget to do that. And so I right now maybe capture maybe 20% of stuff, not even 20%. I think it might be 10%. On Twitter, it's just question of liking the stuff I am come across. That's why it's really easy to find out useful stuff. For example, Twitter. All people I follow on Twitter, they are who will add a value to me. So if you go to my profile, the Twitter likes I have is list of gold mines for me. So 1,438 likes, which are extremely useful to me. Just check. So this is made with ML, something I found out on Twitter, extremely amazing machine learning resource. Then this is, podcast thing setup I wanted to do for myself. And this looks like an amazing setup to replicate. Then note taking thing, this is the Tiago Forte, and then the course creator and James Clear. So this, this is a great example relevant to capture. How to look like a genius. Read and think about a topic for a few years. Record any ideas, all ideas you have on the way, and remove the bad ones, improve the good ones. And in 1 or 2 years, you will become a world class person. James Clear is a person who was writing blogs on habit formation for 4 or 5 years. After 2 to 3 years, he became viral. Then he got a book. Then now he's on around more than a New York Times bestseller for a really, really long time. It's like this. So a lot of gold mines I kind of like save, and I still don't save a lot of stuff. So I just got an ad of Baidu on how Kung Fu art is being saved with help of AI. A really useful, interesting example for me. So stuff like this. So the capturing is your source of information thing. Start by capturing at least something every day. Okay, over time you will be able to capture more and more and more, and this is how your system will grow. Whatever you capture is a input source. Whatever you capture is something which is gonna become let's say food to your future progress. Anyways, so when you capture, this is what happens. All the information, it need not be in your brain. Okay, the information you can find out. For example, in note taking, I knew Da Vinci. I had seen this TV show on Da Vinci, and then I had searched for Da Vinci note taking system. Then I had found out a few people who use such system. So, I wanted to search that for as an example. So if I simply search Da Vinci notebook on Google, it's an infinite black hole. Okay, so I kind of like instead of doing that, I simply searched on my internal thing. So after you install Evernote and after you install Digo, what happens is the on the right hand side, it actually searches inside. So you see, these are the search results from my Evernote. These are the search results from my this thing. So you see, note taking, Da Vinci. Tool for thought, this guy. Tool for thought, this guy. Tool for thought, this doesn't seem useful. This doesn't seem useful. This is AI. AI, it's related to AI, not for me. So you see, in less than 2 seconds, right in front of you, I decided which stuff is useful to me. So you see, this is how it grows. This is how once you capture over time, you will know what you have, what you don't have, how to use stuff, how not to use stuff, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And once you capture, so simply capture in a file. Okay. Simply capture in a file all the stuff you come across. Or instead of a file, people kind of like generally make a notebook. So whatever they kind of like do, it is captured in a notebook. Okay. Whatever they do, it's captured. Just a second. Okay. So you can kind of like have an inbox, just collect everything, and then slowly, whenever you get time, then move it to useful stuff. Okay. So all my notes, this is how they have been done. I do not spend a lot of time doing this. This thing happens automatically. This thing happens automatically. Rather, I don't spend much time here. Anyways, so organization is like this. This is my Evernote. I have active projects, I have passive projects, I have inactive projects. So projects, areas, resources, right? Recommendation is only have one stack of projects. But I get distracted. So for me, I have found out active, inactive, and passive works better for me. So I'm fine. Then there is stuff I'm learning, there is notebooks for it. This is how my knowledge is organized. Okay, this is entire information is how organized. So I have stuff for AI production. So if I read something, it's going to go there. If I'm learning on a new topic, let's say explainable AI, I'm going to create a notebook and I'm going to save everything related to that in that. So if I need to write a book or write a course or do anything, I will have such a huge material over time. Okay, so capturing is just a starting point. Please don't get carried away in capturing. Don't capture everything. Only capture the best stuff. Then anything which is organized, then you can easily find. So organization is quite important. And then the most important part is distilling. Okay, so the distilling calls for this thing. So let me just, for the organization part, let's not worry about it. Okay, let's not worry about it. So let me just mention one part in uh, organization. Just a second. And yes, if you have any questions, please directly put them in chat because I'm monitoring the chat, so I can immediately answer any question you might have. Anyways, so the organization was projects, areas, resources, and archives. The point here is this: over time, when you have a lot of notes, we do not want to get confused by them. So in projects, we only put extremely limited number of notes, which we will immediately use. Whatever we will not use right now, okay, we will move it to something else. So I can simply move from projects to areas. If I'm not using it occasionally, then I'll move it to resources, because resources is just ongoing research or interest. And whenever I'm not using anything, whenever something is done or completely inactive, it's moved to archive. So I could actually have, let's say, XYZ project in all these four areas. So I could have a notebook named XYZ. So instead of this, let me just show you a real example. So building a productivity system. So the workshop which I'm conducting, it's an active project. It's also a knowledge area. I don't have a resource related to it. And after I deliver this project, there will also be an archive. So there will be a archive folder here for the cohort number 1. The upcoming cohort which I'm going to conduct, it's going to create another notebook. And area is where a lot of files are going to be there, but I don't need them all the time. So you see, if I go to knowledge, which is my actual area, in my knowledge thing, you will find I have 36 plus this thing, 39 notes for the workshop I'm conducting. Here in this cohort, I have 33. Only the most relevant ones. So this is how you slowly grow your knowledge base, and you only use stuff which is immediately useful. Okay. So this is the para thingy. And let me just talk about the final part, and then we will kind of like be done for the day, which is distilling. What do I mean by distilling? Distill looks like this. Let me go to meditation, and Okay. Mm. So there was this article, Art of Attention. If you check this article, look how easy it is to understand what this article has. Okay, it's the whole article. This stuff is highlighted, stuff in bold. Okay, then out of the bold stuff, this part is highlighted even further through this thing called as highlighter. So you do the bold, which is the good stuff. Then you do the highlighting, which is best of the good stuff. And so that in time, you will be able to just look at this and understand what is present. So I can show you another example. So if you go into Evernote, I have few of the articles which I have summarized quite well. So for example, this article by Yuval Harari, what kids need to learn to be successful in 2050. So if you check, this is the article. Section 1, information. It is divided into information, skill, and agenda. Okay. Then out of these things, this is the best stuff. Out of that, this is the best of the best stuff. And because I have spent time some reading, highlighting, and highlighting the highlights part, I can easily read it in less than 1 minute. Okay. So I can easily read this in less than 1 minute. And that is how the distilling works. You capture the highlight. So you read a blog and you highlight the best part. So you highlight the best part and then you organize it in Evernote. Then you bold the best parts of the highlights. Okay. So let's say you have the highlights, probably 10 to 20% will be bold, correct? Then you highlight like this, even the best of that stuff. So let's say the article is of, let's say 100 lines. You will highlight 10 lines. You will highlight another line out of that. And this is it. So how easy it is to read 10 lines. This is how in just half an hour, you can read 100 articles. Over time, you would have spent time highlighting, summarizing, bolding, doing bold stuff like this. And then in time, you can quickly go through these things like insane fast. So this book, Art of Learning, all the stuff which is useful, I've highlighted. That's it. I just have to glance through this and I will know what this book is about. I'll know what this book is about. So I don't yet have made a habit of doing this thing which is highlighting. So this I am trying to still learn. The highlighting part I'm not yet good at, but this is something which is quite important. I have not yet reached this stage of the system implementation, but this is what the distill is all about. Okay, so the assignment is pick any article you like, highlight the best part of that article through Digo, copy all the highlights and save it into Evernote. Then bold the best parts of those text. Then highlight the best parts of those text. Then you will see that slowly how easy it is to actually, learn what was written in it. So this is what the progressive summarization gives you. There was an image which I had saved for it. Let me just show you that image. Yes, this is the image. So when you do stuff like this, Okay, by simply glancing the note, you can understand what this note has. Okay, highlights, bold. Then the further highlights on top of it are this yellow marker on top of it. So quickly glance in less than 10-20 seconds, you will know everything. So this is what this thing is called as distilling. Distilling is for easy read. Easy read, and it immediately refreshes everything which you might have come across. Okay. So this is the information processing methodology, CODE. This is the whole information processing methodology, CODE. In the end, so in the next session, I am going to connect all the dots we have done until now. So you see, oops. So you see, this is the whole system. Okay. Oh, let me see if I can remove this because it's quite messy. Delete. This is the whole system. Aim of any information is to serve the project. When we are capturing the information, we are only capturing best of the best. We are organize it in notebooks, and then we are progressively highlighting that. So best of the best could be 10%. And even in the best, it's like this. So articles, then you shortlist the articles. So out of the 10 articles you find, not all of them will be good. You will probably have this good threshold is 10%. On an average, I find 5 to 10% stuff is good. So I shortlist. And then after shortlisting, I do highlight. Then after highlighting, I do bold. And then after bold, it's like a yellow marker. So this highlight, it's like this. So you see, it's incredibly efficient compression. By simply reading the note, I immediately know, and in my memory, there is a lot of information, and I can easily recall it because I read it and everything gets refreshed. So say best of the best stuff, organize it into para, do progressive highlighting, and this capturing happens in the background. It is a slow burn. This capturing happens in the background. It is a slow burn. We are not spending a lot of our energy on capture. It's just whenever we can. We don't have to run behind information in a fanatic way because we know that whatever information we come across, if it is good, we'll capture it, then we'll organize it, and then we'll distill it, and then we'll use it. So it's that proverb, a bird in a hand is better than birds. I don't know what's that proverb. I don't know. But whatever. So it's like the article which you have captured and organized and highlighted is way more valuable than any other article which might be present in the huge internet. Okay. So this unit 4 was all about information processing methodology. First 3 units were all about project execution. Okay. The aim of entire information management, keep it in mind, is to do the work. The information serves the project. That's it. So whatever project you might have, build a course, write a book, do some work, whatever it may be, information relevant to that, it needs to serve that aim. That's it. And these 3 units, they kind of like tell a complete system which you can use for productivity. We are not done from our curriculum side. The next unit, which is the final unit, it is going to connect all the dots. Okay, from the concept wise, everything is done. But the next unit, I'm going to walk through everything and you will actually find out that how everything connects to each other. Anyways, this is the Notion document. I have already shared it with everyone. Okay, this Notion document is where every assignment is. I had asked you guys to do the assignments. So, for example, this intermediate packet assignment is quite important, but I don't think anyone got time to do it. And the assignment number 5 is capturing information. Just try to do this at least 1 or 2 times. Then you do organization. So this assignment I have cancelled. Distilling, I'll still keep. This assignment I have cancelled, so let me just delete it. Okay, and the assignment number, this thing is the final assignment. So assignment number 7, it is going to be done in next week. This is not what I wanted to show. What I wanted to show was this extra reading unit wise. So what I have done is I have actually included useful links in every single unit. So you see, for unit number 1, there is 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me just do it like this. So 1 to 3 blocks, which you will find to be incredibly useful in unit number 1. Unit number 2, 3 blocks again. Unit number 3, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this intermediate packet is this. So I really recommend this is nice. Okay, this is pretty good. Oh, this is better. I really like this. So I am going to do it like this. I didn't know this was possible. Mm. Okay, so as you can see, I have actually done something like this here. I have listed blocks which are relevant to these things. Okay, these things, and you will find that over time you will become ultra productive. So this is what I had in mind for today's unit. Okay, do visit this, do read these blogs, you'll find them to be useful. And next unit is when I'll conclude everything and our entire system will be complete. Okay, so that's it from my side. Now I'll take questions. So Shivam, can you just elaborate what difference did you observe in your preparation? And let's see, you
So
want to share?
basically, yeah, because of since I'm working, so I wasn't getting much time to set out for preparing for GRE. So I
Correct.
sort of tried to make note of the important things that could help me prepare, save the YouTube links for essay writing and arguments and
Hmm.
all that, the notes that I made. So I
Hmm.
just went and made some notes on how to write essay and argument and all,
Hmm.
and like the vocabulary things.
Hmm.
So I think this helped me set out time properly to prepare for GRE.
Correct. So you see, we can squeeze in a lot of work. So many people say they want to start a side income or prepare for an exam or some certification. But when we have a primary job, it becomes very difficult. But when we have a system like this, we can do a lot of stuff. So my job is primary teaching. I'm at the same time I'm doing these cohorts. I'm preparing another workshop. I'm preparing to do another workshops. So we can become a lot of productive by a system like this. So thanks for sharing your this thing, Shivam. Thank you. Anyone else? Anything you observed? Anything? Any changes you observed in your thinking, in your execution, or any thoughts?
Yes, Ajinkya, yeah, share.
Yes, bolo.
So, and in Monday on Tuesday, I was working on Lambda functions and
Hmm.
something that was not yet done in our company.
Hmm.
And like this was the very like new thing for every one of us to authenticate Lambda via
Hmm.
Lambda authorizer. And
Mm-hmm.
in Node.js, like there is no library that is connecting to Active Directory. So this is all
Okay.
technical jargon, but the important thing that came over here is it was not done, and nobody
Hmm.
knew how to do it. So it
Hmm.
would take at least 3 to 4 days to understand these systems and come up
Hmm.
with a solution how
Hmm.
to do that. And it took me around 3 to 4 hours. It was
Hmm.
continuous. I was not even moving myself from the desk. And after 3 to 4 hours, after extensive research in different websites and all this, I was knowing that I need to do this and only this. That's why I was able to do in 3 hours, about
Right.
approximately that amount of time. And it was
Right.
done and dusted. Now I
Right.
don't have work for the next 5 days.
So as you can see, before saving, it's like the analogy which I gave, walking in desert, right? We work and we forget the work, a lot of it. So it's like we work 100%, we forget 60% of the work, and then we redo it, again forget some of it, and this is how it happens. But what you are describing is you were able to save every progress you made, and that's why you became what, instead of 5 days your work was done in 4 hours.
Yeah. So, like clearing myself and making myself in the particular path that I want to walk in that area only, nothing else, clear mindset that made it possible.
Exactly. So the divide and conquer part, it helps. So when you do divide and conquer, it really is incredible for improving productivity. And over a time, what will happen is like you'll have more free time while doing your job because of this system. And in that free time, you can learn for your career progression or whatever else you might want to do. So yeah,
Yes, definitely.
yes. Thanks for sharing. Ajay, this is, I think, your first live session. I hope you saw the
Yeah.
previous unit. Yeah.
Yes. I'm following that one. And like
Okay.
my change is like I can tell my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, like my project is completed. I recently joined new company.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so my technical head came to me and asked me to prepare some technical training plan for the freshers. So previously my approach is like checking some videos, like already we have some recordings and then we have some
Right.
ADX portal for our company, so there are courses are there.
Mm-hmm.
So I just gathered that information, but now with this by attending this previous lecture from this productivity workshop, what I did is like I'm capturing each and every links and respective links for that courses, as well as some on the other website. We have some few articles on different protocols in automotive domain, so I'm capturing that one and I made one PPT, and
Mm-hmm.
yesterday only I delivered to the technical head, and like it approved directly. And now now in my company, like fresher will follow that template first, that training
Right.
material. And yeah, so like this is like
Exactly. So this is the classic example of win-win. I also had, interviews or meetings with my leadership simply because I created an outline. Exactly what you did. I had done that in the beginning. So it's
yeah.
incredible. It will really help you in your career.
Yeah, and I remembered you told like whatever you are writing or like you are preparing something, just write your name there, like prepared by. So did like that only. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is the subtlety of win-win. It's a
And
bracket
actually,
which is very useful.
yeah, and like only 3 months now, organization level, everyone is like aware of me, everything, like everyone can come and like you prepared some training or you are delivering training, and like they are telling me to prepare one course, so we
Correct.
can deploy on our company website. So, yeah.
Wow, wow. You are seeing a huge results very soon. I think when I was talking with you, I saw you have quite open mind and you are, willing to try these ideas. That's why you're progressing very fast. For me, it took
Yeah.
me 8 months to reach where you have reached because I was quite rigid in my this thing. But bravo, really amazing. Keep doing this, and in the final unit, I'm gonna mention how to integrate all of these things and have build this system consistently. Everyone has New Year resolutions, but all of them stop in a week, right? I will, in the next session, tell how to continue the system for at least 1 year. So, when that thing happens, you will be surprised at how huge progress you make in just 1 year compared to past, let's say, 10 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, awesome. So I hope you all have access to that blog in which I have given the blog links. I will just send them on the WhatsApp group as well. So please do check out those blogs. They will give you more detail about stuff. Otherwise, we are done for the day. And in the next unit, we will conclude the session.
Yeah.